Good day, everyone. Welcome to the lesson one of personal development. To the student of personal development, welcome to this course. Personal development is also called as PERDEV for short. This is a very interesting course and can become the most personally rewarding for you because the subject matter for this course is you. As a senior high school student, you have now entered a new educational level, as well as a new psychological and social level called the middle and late adolescence. You may feel that you are no longer the rapidly growing and awkward teenager, but you also feel you are not quite ready to call yourself as a mature adult either. This course shall make you take a deeper look at yourself and analyze your developmental changes, your skills and traits, which can help you meet the various tasks that you must undertake at this point in your life. It shall provide you with some techniques to meet stress and other mental health issues with one's strengths and coping powers. This course shall also give you the chance to analyze your relationships with your family, friends, and significant others. Finally, this PERDEV course shall help you take stock of where you are in your career development and how to get to where you want to be. So before we will start our discussion, let's have our first activity called as self-concept inventory. So I want you to get a piece of paper, take a look at your own self, and answer the following self-concept inventory. Give yourself a rating using the scale 0 for very weak, 1 for weak, 2 somewhat weak or somewhat strong, 3 for strong, and 4 for very strong. So here is the checklist that you need to accomplish. Okay, so now after answering the checklist, copy this table in your journal while you score opposite each number and get the subtotal. Okay, now our first topic is all about self-concept. So what is self-concept? Imagine yourself looking into a mirror. What do you see? Do you see your ideal self or your actual self? Mom, what is an ideal self? How about actual self? So let us discuss it one by one. The first one is the ideal self. The ideal self is the self that you aspire to be. Yung gusto mong maging ikaw. It is the one that you hope will possess characteristics similar to that of a mentor or a model or some other worldly figure. Ito yung, pag sinabi mong ideal self, ito yung iniisip mo na sana maging ganito ako. Sana ganito rin yung maging tingin sa akin ng tao. Okay? However, actual self is the one that you actually see. It is the self that has characteristics that you were nurtured or in some cases born to have. Yung actual self naman, ito yung ikaw, kung ano yung kasalukuyang ikaw. Okay. Kung ano yung nakita mo sa ngayon, ano yung characteristics, ano yung mga pag-uugali mo na nakasanayan, na kinalakihan, at kung ano yung ugali o katangian na meron ka mula pa nung ikaw ay pinanganak. The actual self and the ideal self are two broad categories of self-concept. So what is self-concept? So self-concept refers to your awareness of yourself. Ano ba yung tingin mo sa sarili mo? Ano yung pagkakaalam mo na ikaw bilang tao. The actual self is built on self-knowledge. Ano naman tong self-knowledge? Self-knowledge is derived from social interactions that provide insight into how others react to you. Pag sinabi mo namang self-knowledge, ito yung pagkakaalam mo na tingin ng tao sa'yo base sa pakikitungo mo sa kanila. The actual self is who we actually are, just like what I have mentioned earlier. Okay? Ito yung aktual na tayo. Ito yung kasalukuyang tayo. It is how we think, how we feel, how we look, and how we act in a certain situation. The actual self can be seen by others. So, syempre, kung ano ka ngayon, nakikita yan ng iba. But, because we have no way of truly knowing how others view us, kasi hindi naman natin kayang basahin yung isip ng ibang tao, the actual self is now our self-image. Okay? The actual self is now our self-image. How about the ideal self? The ideal self, on the other hand, is how we want to be. Diba? Ito yung sana. Ito yung gusto ninanais sana na maging tayo. It is an idealized image that we have developed over time based on what we have learned and experienced. Okay? Base sa mga nararanasan natin, base sa mga natututunan natin, nagkakaroon tayo ng idea na dapat ganito ako eh. Dapat ito ako. It could include components of what our parents have taught us. Yeah, because we all know that parents teach their children ideally. Ano ba yung ideal? Anak, ito gawin mo, ito yung tama, ito yung idea. Okay? Or what we admire in others. O kaya naman, we have this ideal self because we see it in other people. Nakikita natin sa ibang mga taong nakapaligid sa atin, sa mga hinahangaan natin, sa mga modelo natin sa buhay. Okay? Or, ideal self could be also what our society promotes. Diba? Ito dapat ako kasi ito yung sinasabi, ito yung sinasabi ng ibang tao. Ito yung what we think is in our best interest. Ito yung tingin kong tama sa piningin ng iba. Ito yung kadalasan ginagawa ng iba. Ito yung kadalasan katangian ng ibang tao. So, this should be me also. But the problem is there is negotiation that exists between the two selves, which is complex because there are numerous exchanges between the ideal and the actual self. Diba? Kaya lang, diba, along the way, pag sinabing negotiation, merong mga pagtatalo, no? May mga pagtatalo dun sa atin kung ano ba dapat ideal self or actual self. These exchanges are exemplified in social roles that are adjusted and readjusted and are derived from outcomes of social interactions from infant, mula pagkabata natin hanggang tayo ay tumanda. Okay? So, yung self-concept natin, naaapektuhan siya because of the social roles. Diba? Paano yung nakita natin na tayo bilang tao here in the society, here in the community. At alam naman natin na habang tumatakbo ang henerasyon, pabago-bago ang social roles, pabago-bago yung nagkakaroon ng mga adjustment and readjustment. Diba? Kung paano makitungo ang isang babae o ang isang lalaki. So that is the negotiation that happens between the self-concept and the actual self.